Hello and welcome to Too Many Movies. That's the name of the podcast. The podcast, I believe.
Want to try that again?
No, we're going forward. Forward, John, forward. What is this podcast? What do we talk about on this podcast, John? Do you remember?
Well, I believe we talk about DVD, Blu-ray, and even the occasional VHS.
Yep, one singular DVD, one singular Blu-ray, and one singular occasional VHS. I agree.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they only ever made so many.
Right, yeah, they only made one, so that's true. John, welcome back.
And you have it.
Yeah, John, welcome back.
Yeah, hi.
It's been a while since episode 100, clearly. That was the last time you were on.
What episode is this?
This is 168, I think. Depends.
Oh God.
I think I'm gonna make this episode 168. Anyway, so it's been a while. But today's a very special episode. I mean, every episode is special if you think about it. But we're now in the month of October. John, I love October. I love the Halloween season. I love horror movies. This is a very special time for the podcast. Every year, we always do a franchise review, except this year. So not every year, apparently. No, we always do like a slasher franchise or like a horror franchise, and I want to keep doing that. I just felt I'd rather do some other interesting things this year, which you'll be seeing in the next couple of weeks, folks. But for today, we're still keeping it Halloween and horror related, because we have a Halloween thing to talk about today. So
yes, but it's more of a vibey kind of Halloween.
Yeah, not so much horror related. But so I have this Peanuts collection, this holiday collection of Peanuts holiday specials, classic Charlie Brown specials. We've talked about Charlie Brown specials on the podcast before when I did that episode with Robin on Punch Drunk Love, and I was going to make him talk about 6 Charlie Brown Valentine's Day specials. And obviously he couldn't find them, so I only told him about them on that episode. It's classic episode. But this time the guest actually watched the Charlie Brown special I assigned them. I was there when you watched it. So yeah. No, but
you were. I was forced. I was chained to the ground.
Yeah, at gunpoint. But anyway, so John, it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. That's our first thing we're talking about today. It is, yes. I mean, I didn't see no Great Pumpkin in the special, so,
I saw many a pumpkin.
I saw many a pumpkin, but did I see the Great Pumpkin?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. It's pretty subjective. All right, so, John, Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, it's a classic. Why don't you get things rolling? What did you think of It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown?
So it's a wonderful little thing. It's like I alluded to at the start. It's kind of vibey Halloween, right?
Yep,
It's not like horror themed, but it's also not like super overtly like funny and cartoony. It's just like, oh, it's autumn and the sky is orange and we're just vibing with Halloween, Charlie Brown. I think of the original 3, it probably, when I say original 3, I mean like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Thanksgiving actually might have been slightly later, so maybe there was something else in between that I'm forgetting about. I definitely am.
Well, yeah, because Thanksgiving, weirdly enough, yeah, that's early 70s, but it's often kind of cited as one of the big 3. But there was plenty that came out before it. There's like You're in Love, Charlie Brown, or something like that, or other late 60s Charlie Brown cartoons.
All the ones no one remembers. Well, all the ones I haven't seen anyway.
Yeah. I've seen You're in Love, Charlie Brown. That was one of the 6 Valentine's Day special. Well, I say 6 Valentine's Day specials, Charlie Brown specials. It was just vaguely relating to love, some of them. Like there's that one where it's called Someday You'll Find Her, Charlie Brown, and it's one of the most nihilistic, miserable Charlie Brown specials I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm sure I would love that one.
Yeah, well. But anyway, yeah, Thanksgiving weirdly gets included in that. I say weirdly. I love Thanksgiving. We're jumping ahead. Anyway, but yes, you were going to make a point about Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, so I mean I have fleeting memories of a lot of the other ones that I've seen. But of the big three, shall we say,
Mhm.
um, Halloween is kind of the most experimental, I guess, because it's when we really
Mm.
start getting into like you know Snoopy's things of like his little imaginary things. Um, you know, with the whole Red Baron sequence
That's a good
and
point. Yeah.
him, you know, he goes into a derelict house and all of a sudden it's the kids' Halloween party. Um, and also I think, you know, from my memory, it has the most like uh graphical sort of like opening titles. Like most of them don't tend to have like a whole sequence like that, I don't
Mm.
think.
That's true. Yeah.
And that always scared the crap out of me. That opening, I used to literally because I always watch these with my parents around the holidays, and I had to like look away during the opening of Halloween, or we had to like fast forward through it because I hated it. It scared the crap out of me, and eventually, well, I say eventually, when we watched it, I finally confronted and nailed down exactly what it was. It's that damn cat. That 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 drawing of the cat
Yeah.
is just so freaky. There's something about that cat, man, that's just not right.
Yeah. No,
Otherwise, it wasn't that bad, but
no,
it's just that one freaking cat.
I remember we were talking about that when we were watching it. Like, honestly, that does fascinate me. The things that scare us when we're kids, and then you revisit
Mm.
them years later and you go, what the fuck was I scared of? I feel like I could make a whole series out of that. Just things that scared me as a kid, and then I revisit them and I go, oh, come on, really? um,
Yeah.
it just
I mean, I
fascinates
don't
me.
some things still kind of scare me.
Sure.
But I could definitely talk for many incomprehensible hours about all the things that scared me when I was little. But the opening of this film, of this special, shall I say,
Hmm.
has an upside. It has objectively the best version of Liza and Lucy, the one with the flute.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I do love this opening. I love the orange sky. I love how the sun is just a big red dot. You know, it's this is a big red circle.
It's
It.
so vibey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Vibes, I think, is a very good way of describing this special. It nails the autumn vibes perfectly. The making the again the orange is definitely popping out from the pumpkins, from the sky, from the leaves. That's how you know it's autumn. I think orange and autumn go together very, very well, and this special understands that.
Yeah, and also I feel like this special also has the most quotable lines because my
Mm.
dad was always a big like quippy guy, and I always remember this one always. I don't remember him like always saying these necessarily, but I remember like as it went on, I kept remembering the ones like, "Well, you didn't tell me you were gonna kill it," and and when Sally goes like, "Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy," you know,
Yeah.
like just those stupid little moments. I love those so much. And I mean, you know, from what I remember, Christmas has some pretty banger lines, but I think Halloween has the most, you know, silly ones. And of course, you know, he got a rock.
Well, I feel like yeah, growing up, I Got a Rock was ingrained in Halloween popular culture especially. I feel like I grew up and teachers would make that joke. You know, they would just be like I got a rock.
Yeah.
And I would understand what they meant by that. So yeah, no, I could see that this being one of the more quotable ones. Cuz yeah, I mean even when I got older and I started revisiting this a lot more, there's a lot of lines I still love that are just too funny to me. I mean the classic Linus quote, there are three things I've learned never to talk with people: religion, politics, and the great pumpkin. That one always tickles me. Yeah. Or when
Oh,
Sally
Linus.
yells at him and goes, "You owe me restitution." Oh, and
Yeah,
there's that one I pointed out to you when she's like having a conversation with Linus. And I forget what Linus said specifically, but he said something to the effect of, "I thought girls were always scared of such and such or whatever." And Sally retorts with, "Welcome to the 20th century." And as a kid growing up in the 21st century, I always thought that was funny, like how, oh, it's no
yeah.
longer the 20th century anymore, but that just shows you how old this cartoon was.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like like picking up on the like more advanced things that they're saying is fun. I actually like literally last night just for fun I was flipping through the Rugrats movies like just for the nostalgia or whatever. I wasn't like watching them necessarily. I was just kind of skipping through them in VLC, and I was noticing like the lines between the adults, especially in the original Rugrats movie. Like I'm saying all this because I had the same experience with the Great Pumpkin. It's like I knew all these lines phonetically, but this is like the first time I've actually understood what they meant or like what they were actually saying. Yeah, the writing in Peanuts is very very bizarre and fun because it's like you just have these little blockheads and they say wild things.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the fun part about Linus as a character is that he's a very smart little boy.
He's such a little wordsmith.
He says some pretty insightful things. Like I said, the religion, politics, and the Great Pumpkin line, and yet he carries around a blanket and he believes in a magical giant pumpkin that brings kids gifts on Halloween night.
Which the biggest thing, I'd love to know where the hell he got that idea.
Yeah.
Where did he hear about the Great Pumpkin?
Yeah. I guess that is kind of the magic of Peanuts as a concept is these kids have very insightful outlooks on life, but then at the end of the day, they're still children, you know? So it's kind of this balance of really insightful things they're saying, but also they believe in a magical talking pumpkin that brings them gifts on Halloween night.
Well, one of them does.
Right.
I don't think you can attribute that to all of them. I mean, Schroeder believes in Beethoven, and he's not real either.
Not anymore. That's true.
Who says he ever was?
That's true. I never met Beethoven. You know, for all I know, he doesn't exist.
How do you know?
Yeah, you can never truly know.
He's a Greek myth.
Greek myth. Beethoven, please.
Yeah, something like that.
No, but yeah. So where did we want to go from that? I feel like there was a point I wanted to make. Whatever.
We're talking about little kids and they're insightful and they say the darndest things.
Yeah, but I mean that's what keeps us revisiting this. I mean, it's purely nostalgia at this point, but it's not purely nostalgia. A lot of it is nostalgia. Why I keep revisiting Great Pumpkin. But I think it is also just a genuinely fun cartoon to revisit every Halloween season.
Yeah, and I mean, it used to be that for me. This is honestly the first time I've watched it in probably over 10 years.
That's crazy. I mean, that's not that crazy. Like I said, a couple years back, Apple TV Plus bought the rights to Peanuts, and so you can watch all the specials there. But who the hell uses Apple TV Plus as often as they would, I don't know, Netflix or HBO Max?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't think we even have a single Charlie Brown thing in the house that's on DVD. We always we had the same tapes from the old Paramount.
Well, see, that's the thing is that I think the reason I have this Peanuts classic collection is because I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg in this situation. Whereas was it that Apple TV Plus bought all the rights?
Naturally,
the pumpkin came first. The chicken or the pumpkin. No, because for years these specials would always play on CBS around this time. You know, you have it's October, we're gonna play Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown on CBS or something like that. And then Apple TV Plus bought the rights to Peanuts, and so now you never see these specials on TV anymore. You can only access them streaming wise through Apple. So again, I don't know if what came first. Did that happen? And then I found these on DVD and I'm like, I'm not getting a fucking Apple TV Plus subscription. Or I think I did at one point have an Apple TV Plus subscription, but then I'm like, I'm not fucking using. I had it for like a year free, but I never really used it, even though it was free for a year. I remember I remember watching some things. Like I watched The Tragedy of Macbeth and what was that Tom Hanks movie? I don't know. There was some Tom Hanks robot movie I can't remember the name of. I could easily look it up right now, but nah, whatever.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, clearly it was so good that I had to remember it.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point is I found this DVD collection. So every year, even though it's no longer playing on TV anymore, And plus, I don't watch cable anymore. I don't watch any television anymore, like, because why the fuck would I?
Neither do I. I haven't watched TV in probably even longer than I've seen the Peanuts.
Yeah. I think we just this year my mom got rid of cable, and it's like, thank fucking God. What a scam that was. My God, I can't believe
we still have cable. My dad watches, but I don't.
Yeah,
I haven't even really sat down in the living room very much in the past several years.
It's such a scam. I can't believe I remember being a kid and begging my parents to get us cable, and I guess my parents did also want cable too, and so they got it. But my God, I cringe so hard at the fact that I wanted them to get cable, because looking back on it, it's such a scam. Fuck cable, honestly.
Well, let's be real. Streaming is a big scam now too.
Oh, it totally is.
Is just cable again, but more expensive.
Cable again, more expensive. Yeah, no, I'm being fucked up the ass with prices. It's a nightmare. It's an honest to God nightmare.
Yeah. I literally this year I used a streaming service for the very first time. I got a Hulu trial because I wanted to watch the new King of the Hill, and then I forgot to cancel it.
Oh, well, it's okay. Hulu's not going to exist next year. They're deleting Hulu. So
who is?
Disney, because Disney owns the rights to.
Wait a minute, hang on.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. Next year, Hulu will not exist because all the Hulu stuff is just going to be on Disney Plus. Well, because Disney owns Hulu and Disney Plus, obviously. And they're just like, Hulu's, I don't know, some contract or something or other, like, is going to be, I don't know, up. It's going to expire in 2026. So Disney's like, well, we'll just move everything to Disney Plus. Like, it doesn't matter. Which, okay, whatever. Like,
you're telling me if they make more King of the Hill, I'm gonna have to get a fucking Disney Plus subscription?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, Joe.
That ain't right.
It's not right. Exactly.
I'm so upset.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, that's a whole other podcast to talk about, I guess. Yeah. But
back to Great Pumpkin.
I've watched stuff. I've watched stuff so rarely over the years, just because I've tried. I'm a terrible filmmaker, dude. I went to film school. I've hardly watched any movies or television in my life at all. So
honestly,
it's
good.
been a long time since I've really sat down to watch anything.
Yeah. No, honestly, good. Movies are bad.
But
watching through movies as much as I have has made me realize
there's too many of them.
There's too many movies. Movies are bad. Like, just stop watching movies.
Except watch Tugs.
Sure. You know what? Cut. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, but so all to say, actually sitting down and watching it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like, I think it kind of, like you said, you revisit it every year. I'm sure when I was younger, that was good. But just for me personally, like, I haven't felt the need to revisit a lot of these holiday films every year. And so, actually getting back to it, and I'm excited to watch, Thanksgiving and Christmas, because they all have attributes that I love.
Yeah.
But it was fun to revisit Halloween. It was a fun time, and there were so many things about it. Like, this is just a random thing I picked up on, but when they go trick or treating, one of the kids gets a popcorn ball, and I so vividly remember, this couldn't have been the first time I went trick or treating because I was a literal baby, but the first time I remember, I got a popcorn ball, and that's how I knew what it was, and I was like, oh, okay, this is normal. I've never seen one again since.
Yeah,
it's like. That must have been such a thing, and I looked them up, and it was like recipes. It's like, wait, they don't sell these? This isn't just a thing you can buy? I was so surprised. It's something I hadn't thought of in years and years. But we as a society have left the popcorn ball in the dust, man.
Yeah, we should bring it back. Yeah, we should bring.
Well,
popcorn balls. We should bring them back.
But,
Yeah.
Give me a Cheetos ball with just no cheese. It's just the crunchy thing.
It's funny because going through the trick-or-treating section, the part that always like stood out to me was when the kid went, I got a quarter. And even as a kid, even now as an adult, I've not trick-or-treated in a decade at this point, because I think the last time I trick-or-treated was in high school. Like, yeah, I never got money or a quarter. That was never a thing. But apparently you could get a quarter instead of candy.
The weirdest thing about that is they're not like splitting up. They're going together. So when they say I got, they're all from the same house.
Right.
So they just randomly gave one kid a quarter.
I mean, if Charlie Brown gets a rock every time, I guess a quarter is not completely out of the ordinary. Which, yeah, that is.
I feel so bad for Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I used to think, oh, he's getting a rock at every house because his ghost costume just has all these holes in it, and I guess they look like rocks. But truly thinking about it, I don't think
kind of more fucked up.
Yeah, I don't think there is any logic. I think it is just the universe hates Charlie Brown in this one, and he just gets a rock instead of candy.
It's just adults rallying together to bully a little child. That's great.
Yeah,
great, clean entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, as a resident, go ahead.
Watching the Peanuts as an empath is hard.
Yeah, it's true. Look, as the resident miserable person on this podcast, I love it because I love when people are miserable. No, I mean, that's the thing. The best Charlie Brown specials are the ones where he does, yes, people are rude to him, but at the end, it all kind of works out. That's why I think Christmas is my favorite one, but we'll get to that.
But I mean, Halloween, I might just be completely blanking on the ending, but Halloween... It's not like anything goes catastrophically wrong for him. He's just like, well, I got rocks. That sucks, Linus. And then Linus is like, what do you mean you don't believe in the pumpkin? I'm gonna go to the Senate and make them pass the pumpkin bill or whatever.
Yeah, well, because it kind of starts off with Charlie Brown as the main focus. I mean, it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, but he's not really the main focus of the special. It is mostly aimed towards.
Well, why would it be? He does. The title is telling him about the Great Pumpkin, therefore he didn't already know.
That's true.
So
that's a good point.
It's going to be about Linus.
It's about
media literacy, you silly.
Yeah, Linus and Sally get more scenes to themselves. Even Snoopy gets a good chunk of the special dedicated towards him with the Red Baron segment, and when he sneaks into
which also freaked me out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Red Baron section. I mean, it's a great segment because it's just him imagining. Flying his doghouse. And I remember we were talking about this. I like the section where he's walking through the countryside of France in World War One, and you get that like really ethereal train whistle in the back during certain scenes.
Yeah,
I like that. I used to think that was. I mean, I still do.
Eerie.
It's very eerie. I like eerie. And I think it. I mean, it's very quick.
I'm not saying I don't like it. It's it's that's why I think Halloween is so vibey. It reminds me of some parts of I always get these mixed up. It's the later one where Snoopy is like lost in the woods and he goes to a cabin and then a bear comes to the door. That's either Snoopy Come Home or Race for Your Life. I don't think it's Race for Your Life.
I've never seen that. Yeah, or if I did see it, I was 3 years old. I remember none of it. Like I could not tell you.
Anyways, it's kind of gave me similar feelings to that.
Sure.
And, it's fun. I love, honestly, a lot of the moments that stick out to me with the Peanuts and Snoopy is like when he's just vibing around. I couldn't tell you hardly anything that happens in the Easter episode, but when they're at the department store and he's looking at all the birdhouses, ooh boy, that's vibey. I love that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Completely agree. Yeah, no, this is one of my absolute favorite scenes in the whole special is right after the blow up where they think they see the Great Pumpkin. No, it's just Snoopy. And Sally just completely, roasts the shit out of Linus, being like, what the fuck, dude? Come on, you wasted my entire Halloween.
Yeah.
And then it kind of fades into, it's like 4:00 in the morning and Lucy wakes up and she goes out to get Linus out in the cold. I love that scene because it's
so sweet.
It's very sweet. Yeah, it's showing Lucy actually being a caring older sister. Which
she set an alarm. She knew that this was going to happen and she was going to have to do it. And she doesn't grumble at all. She just gets up and she goes out and gets them, and it's so sweet.
I especially love how dark it is at 4:00 in the morning because it just shows you just how cold it is during the middle of the night. It's so quiet and freezing in the middle of the night because the sun's not out. It's just completely dark. And Linus, all he has is his blanket. Well, yeah, and he's just
Yeah, no,
complete.
it's easy to convince me, honestly.
Yeah. But he's just shivering and underneath his one blanket, and then they go back inside, and he just completely conks
Yeah.
out into his bed. It's a great scene. No dialogue at all. It's just the the Linus and
Yeah,
Lucy
it's
theme
perfect.
playing. It is perfect. I completely agree.
And it bookends it, you know, it's like it starts
Mm,
with those 2 and ends with those 2.
yeah.
I love that. And I also love, like when Snoopy is heading out to do his Red Baron thing, Charlie Brown is just like, "Oh yeah, he's going to do his Red Baron thing," and then he opens the door and he salutes Snoopy on the way out, and it's like they just and there was something else. Snoopy had some direct reaction to Charlie Brown at something else, and it was like, damn, those two have such a camaraderie. Like they're just being bros, and I
Yeah.
I love that. I love that Charlie Brown has Snoopy, and that like I think in some of the other ones maybe Snoopy is like a little bit like, oh, this kid, but I love that in this one they just have like such a mutual respect for each other.
I
It's
mean,
so
yeah,
cool.
that's how the cartoon kind of opens with them Snoopy kind of blowing the leaf and he blows it into Charlie Brown's leaf pile and he just goes, "Thanks, old pal."
Right.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a
What a
great.
good boy.
Yeah.
We
I
love
love
Snoopy.
I love Snoopy too. I love this cartoon. It's a very good cartoon. It's one again I've seen a million times. I'm going to see it every year a million times more. It's tradition, watching this every year is tradition. Um it's just
Fair.
there's certain specials that I have to watch every year. I mean, this is the same. It's even more so with Christmas. Like, forget about it. There's so many Christmas movies and specials I watch every year that I've probably watched every year since I was alive. Obviously, thanks to Letterboxd, I can tell you that I've seen these specials every year. But I think even before then, there's probably a good chance I've seen those things like every fucking year.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
I did that at one point, but it's been so long. I was ready to get spooked again.
Yeah, I
You
think
know.
it's I'm glad we're coming at this from two different perspectives. Me, who's seen it a million times, will see it a million times more. You, who needed to see it again after a long time, and we're both in agreement. It's a really great special.
Yeah.
So before we get into the DVD, there's a bonus feature we have to talk about, John.
Yes. See, they give you the three pillars of the holiday, and then they also give you three of the less desirables.
Yeah. So let's
Mm.
let's talk about something truly spooky, John. Election season. I'm gonna put some sound effects, some scary music, some scary thunder and lightning sound effects right there.
It's gonna be so spooky. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
seen
we
the
like
Great
that.
Pumpkin. He's the greatest pumpkin. He's very friendly. He's a good friend of mine.
I walked in, I said, "Wow, what a great pumpkin." But anyway, you're not elected, Charlie Brown. That's the bonus cartoon on this DVD for It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Uh, Interesting choice to put "You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown" in this one, but I
They had to
guess
put it somewhere.
yeah, they had to
They
put it.
had to put it somewhere.
Yeah, they put the Mayflower cartoon and the Thanksgiving one. We'll get to that, but
No, we can skip that one.
okay.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see.
I've always seen like the little clips from it in that one like Peanuts commercial for the tapes that was at the beginning of like a bunch of tapes I had as a kid. I think they were like Nickelodeon tapes or something.
Right.
And I would see clips from it like, "Right, everybody, listen up," and that's all I know.
Yeah.
And I just the whole premise of it, I don't know.
I know the
I
exact
guess
commercial
I
you're
guess
talking about.
I guess I'm curious to see how they portray certain aspects of domination, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you're not elected, Charlie Brown. So this one, again, it's much like how It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown is kind of directed towards Charlie Brown. This is it. You're not. So it's funny because it's called "You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown." Charlie Brown doesn't run in this one. It's
Yeah, he's not even nominated. He like in the first like 2 minutes, they figure out like, yeah, no, you're not gonna work, Charlie Brown. Let's do Linus instead. And to his credit, Charlie Brown is like, yo, that's a sick ass idea. Let's do that.
Yeah. So I remember you had brought this up when we were watching these cartoons. You had said that there's some Charlie Brown specials where it just feels as though things happen. There's not really
Yeah,
a
there's
good
no like
pace or
major story
flow.
arc. Like I want to
Right.
say, like Christmas has a structure, if I remember correctly. Halloween definitely has a structure. if I remember correctly, Thanksgiving kind of doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Easter also kind of doesn't. And then some of the later Christmas ones, like the It's Christmas Time Again, Charlie Brown, the one they did in the '80s with the David Benoit music, um, which we'll see. I think that's included on the Christmas DVD.
I think it is, yeah.
That one is like peak, just stuff happens. This one isn't too bad.
Sure.
For that.
Yeah, I think there is a flow. It is, it takes a while to get started on the whole student president election thing, because it has the whole opening is dedicated to Sally complaining about school, and because she talks about how the lockers are too big, and she goes, we need a student president to vote. We need a student president so then he can make the lockers small or something like that. Like, that's her logic. And so then that kicks off the whole election thing.
What's weird though is she's like very passionate about that. It's very genuine. And then as soon as they get to the locker, she's like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, come be my show and tell. It's like, was she planning on just luring him in the whole time over that? Or
Right.
did she just think of it at the last minute? Or
yeah,
what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to try and pick too many plot holes in Sally.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, there's certain cartoons you watch. It's like, is this really worth picking apart? But yeah, it's not as strong pace and structure wise, I would say, as like, Christmas or Great Pumpkin. But
yeah, but who watches Charlie Brown for the fine craft of cinema? Nobody. It's about vibes, and it's about chilling with the gang and Joe Cool.
It's about these very likable characters that we know and love, and just watching them go through their everyday lives. That's why when I was watching those Valentine's Charlie Brown specials back when I did, even the weakest ones I still found value in, because it's like, well, it's these charming characters that I really like, and I think a lot of it is funny, because a lot of it is just lifted from the comics, and they're structured like comic strips. It's cute that way. But yes, let's talk.
And that kind of plays into the Stuff Happens thing.
Yes.
But boy, howdy is Linus likable. He gets like a 99% polling average. That's crazy.
I mean, a lot of that is because Lucy's going up to people and being like, will you vote for my brother? If not, I'll slug you. So very convincing political power, I guess. I did like a lot of the jokes revolving around him running for president and how they're taking it very seriously. I mean, realistically, we never experienced this when we had student presidents running. It was just kids made posters, and then we just wrote in a ballot, just be like, yeah, I'll vote for this person, whatever.
I don't even remember.
I don't either. I'm going off of vague memories of 6th grade. I could not tell you what actually happened for student president. I think it was just, hey, you want to be student president?
It'll never be a mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's still very funny.
Here they have a process, and it's the whole thing.
Yeah, they have debates and stuff. They actually have Linus show up at a radio station, and they have call-ins. It's like, what's happening here? But it's purely there for jokes.
It's too real. I loved that part. That is like going to be one of the iconic ones in my mind, because it's too real.
Yeah, because you have these kids calling in.
The callers creating all the technical difficulty and getting absolutely nowhere. That's, oh man, I've had some experiences like that.
Yeah. Oh dear, I forgot my question.
Now, to be clear, I've also been that person that is called into a radio thing and known not what to say ever. But but his campaign goes pretty well, and we get to the final closing remarks, and
there's I guess there's a reason why they included this on the Great Pumpkin DVD, and that is because he goes,
I would like to say a few words about the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, and I love Charlie Brown and Lucy's reaction, where they just go, ah. And he's ultimately
and here's
laughed
the
off.
thing, I thought for sure that was going to be the end of his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like in that scene, it does feel like that. Like everybody in the auditorium is like, "Oh, come on, here we go." But somehow he still gets enough votes to win.
Well, because I had misremembered, because it had been a couple of years since I had seen this one. Obviously, every year I pop the Great Pumpkin DVD in. I go for Great Pumpkin, and then I think, do I want to watch You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown? Nah. But I figured this time we're talking about the DVD this year on the podcast. I figured, I'll watch it again. I did like it. I do like this cartoon. I think it's very charming, very likable. But I had misremembered. I thought he did lose. But then, when they're casting the ballots, it's like neck and neck.
Yeah.
And then the deciding vote is his opponent, who eventually, who decides him. He's like, I think he would make a much better president than me. It's like, oh, what a wholesome moment. And then Linus ends up winning. So, I guess the Great Pumpkin thing didn't ultimately matter. Huh. it was just there for a joke.
I'm not sure I like that ending. Because it's like, oh, it looks like he's going to lose. And then he wins. And then he goes to the principal's office and gets chewed out when he tries to make a real change. And it's like, okay, that's like more realistic, but I was expecting Linus to choke, and it was going to be like a big thing of like, I can't believe I blew it. And it's, the thing of like,
I feel like that would be
the semi-moral ending,
That would be the classic Peanuts ending, though. It would be like, I can't believe it. I totally choked. But I guess that would be Charlie Brown's ending. Like if he was running for student body president, he would screw it up with something like that. But he wasn't the one obsessed with the Great Pumpkin, so it had to be Linus. So I guess, it's kind of weird. They're just throwing all these things in there. What's interesting about this cartoon is you come up with all these ideas and it feels like they're throwing all these ideas in, and then they remember, oh, right, this is only supposed to be half an hour, 25 minutes or whatever. So I guess we can include all these.
He says he wants to say a few words about the Great Pumpkin, but then he doesn't say any words about the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, right? He tries to, and then he's ultimately drowned out by the laughter of the scorning audience.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I didn't quite remember.
But you're right. It was still paced weirdly. I do agree. But that's my point.
And they do the same joke with Schroeder like right beforehand, because he's like, I like to say a few words about Beethoven, and then everyone groans and he's like Beethoven, Linus is so and so and so and so and so and so, and then he just walks off, and it's like, oh, okay, the joke's over, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that was the joke. Whatever. Yeah, no, it's
and then
at least with Great Pumpkin, the pacing feels much better. Where you're not, you kind of forget that it's supposed to be only half an hour and 25 minutes because it doesn't feel that way. Whereas here, you're just like, all right, we're just moving on to the next joke, moving on to the next scene, whatever. Like ultimately, it feels like the pacing is kind of demanding how this one goes.
Yeah. And I think it probably speaks to just the fact that the Halloween one is a holiday special. It's like you're gonna sit down and you're gonna watch it because it only comes on the one time a year. Whereas the other one is like, it's just something to have on,
Yeah, this is also this would be like a library watch. You go you go to class one day and it's like, oh, we're spending it in the library. Oh, we're gonna watch You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown. Okay, or. I don't know, maybe in third grade they would show this. Just be like, oh, hey kids, it's election season, and I don't know, in honor of election day, I'm going to show you You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown on the television. It's like, wow, cool, thanks, teacher. I'm literally just spitballing what the point of this cartoon is.
Meanwhile, we watched Moneyball.
Did you watch Moneyball in school?
Yeah,
There was a little Spanish flea.
So, and then cut back in here.
Okay.
So in math class, when we had time,
okay,
at the end of class, he would show us bits of Moneyball, and we just progressively worked our way through the movie. Although I think they started while I was out sick, because I don't remember the beginning of the movie.
Okay, that's so funny.
I just showed up one day, and the end of class is like nearing, and he's like, all right, let's watch Moneyball. But I know what you mean. It's
of all movies to show, Moneyball. I guess it was popular at the time because because
he was a big sports fan. I had a lot of sports dudes in the class.
No, I remember this teacher. Yes, again, I blacked out his name. Don't worry, nobody will know who we're talking about. But I remember the teacher you're talking about. massive Dolphins fan. You know, he had Dolphins memorabilia all around the room.
Yeah.
You remember that? That was so fun. Because obviously we grew up in New England, so we're Patriots Nation. But so to see like a different football team.
I mean, I have no allegiance to
No,
anything. 'cause
you
I,
have no
I don't
allegiance.
understand sport ball.
Right, yeah. No.
Sport ball mean nothing.
I'm a Pats
No.
brother. I'm a Pats boy. Anyway, but yeah, no. Oh, that's so funny. Moneyball of all movies. Do you remember?
I mean, that was 8th grade, so whatever.
Do you remember in sophomore year we were supposed to watch Jurassic Park in that biology class, and then we weren't able to? You don't remember this? Oh
no.
I feel like I don't know if I've brought this up on the podcast. Again, I won't name it. I won't say any names because I don't want to dox anybody. Or, you know, fuck you. You guys don't need to know the names of these teachers. But anyway, there was a bio class. Obviously, me and John were in biology class together in high school. And we were supposed to watch Jurassic Park. And we didn't. Because, and the teacher claimed because it wasn't appropriate for high school or whatever. Like, that was the reason given we weren't allowed to watch. So we watched Finding Nemo in class, which, good movie. But I really wanted to watch Jurassic Park because I fucking love Jurassic Park. Even to this day, I still fucking love it. But we didn't watch it. And I remember the other kids in class complained about that because there was a junior class down the hall that was watching Full Metal Jacket in class. So it's like, okay, so Jurassic Park is off the table, but Full Metal Jacket? Again, Full Metal Jacket, great fucking movie. I love Full Metal Jacket. But if the criteria...
You think bringing dinosaurs back alive is a good idea? What kind of egghead are you? Did you fall out the butt crack of a pterodactyl?
But yeah, that's my point. Jurassic Park was too much, but Full Metal Jacket is A-okay? Like, what?
I don't know, man. It was a history teacher, wasn't it?
Yeah. I forget the history teacher's name, but yeah.
I mean, I have no memory of any of this. And obviously at that age they wouldn't be showing us Charlie Brown, but I know what you mean. It's that library, keep the kids busy kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guarantee you this Peanuts holiday collection that I have, this was made for libraries, you know? There was a VHS tape I used to have of Little Drummer Boy that it was a Rankin Bass holiday special, and it had a commercial for a bunch of holiday specials, other Rankin Bass holiday specials, like, oh, Frosty returns, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is coming to town, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, I think I know which one you mean, yeah.
Yeah, and in the commercial, they advertise a bunch of compilation VHS tapes that would have every special, like, oh, here you can get a special VHS collection of Rudolph, Santa Claus is coming to town, Little Drummer Boy, and Frosty all in the same collection. Or you can get, you know, Frosty and Frosty Returns in its own collection. And it had very library vibes to it. Like, you could rent these at the library. You know, because back in the day, if you couldn't afford to buy these VHS tapes, you could just rent them from the library. I mean, you could still rent movies from the library. It's just nobody does that anymore unless they really, really want to, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, this has nothing to do with anything. That was just something I just remembered. So anyway,
look, this is what Peanuts is all about. It's about just remembering the old days.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember the time? Because I sure do.
Remember when?
Anyway.
Remember Charlie Brown. Oh.
What do kids nowadays have? Nothing.
No, they have everything, and that's the problem. They got TikTok, and they don't need no Charlie Brown no more.
Remember the 90s?
Sound like a boomer. I'm just riffing. I'm being silly. Don't worry.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, is there anything we have last minute we have to say about You're Not Elected? Oh, wait a minute. Before we wrap up, Joe Cool. I know you want to talk about Joe Cool.
Cool.
So I had misremembered Joe Cool being in Thanksgiving. But yeah, you're right. But that's because I was thinking of Little Birdie. But yeah, Joe Cool is in You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown, where Snoopy dresses up in sunglasses and a sweatshirt that says Joe Cool, and he goes into school, and he's Joe Cool.
Yeah, that's all it is. And I love that song so much. I love I as far as I know, Little Birdie and Joe Cool are the only 2 songs Vince Guaraldi ever did vocals on.
No
I think.
kidding.
Like
Okay.
even in like his whole career, I
Okay.
think. I could be wrong. Maybe outside of Peanuts, he did something else. But in Peanuts, those are the only 2 he ever did. Now Joe Cool is technically actually 2 songs, because if you just look up Joe Cool and you listen to like the 2.5-minute version or whatever, that's actually 2 versions from 2 completely different specials spliced together. And you can kind of tell because the first couple verses keep talking about school, and the second couple of verses talk about like working in a supermarket.
Oh, because there was a time when he
so-
worked at a supermarket, I guess. I think I watched that one.
Yeah, and then he gets thrown out the store in all the shopping carts and is going for a ride now. You know.
Oh yeah.
But like I love that. It's so vibey. I love Joe Cool so much just because it's Vince Guaraldi singing and we don't get to hear that very much. And yeah, I was happy to finally see Joe Cool in context. I'd seen the clips of it where it was from, but I'd never actually seen it. And come to find out, it has no thematic meaning.
No,
it's just there.
It's there for timing, where they're just like, well, we gotta reach this monstrous 25-minute runtime somehow, folks. So we gotta throw in Joe Cool. I mean, it's worth it. Yeah, I love the Joe Cool section. Yeah.
I think it would have been funnier if Joe Cool was also running for class president and he won.
He won, kind of like like a la that episode of SpongeBob where it's SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick facing off against each other.
And the winner is Rocky.
Yeah, and it's the winner is Joe Cool.
You're just like they just, but like don't even mention that he's running. You have the Joe Cool musical number, and then you just do the rest as normal, and then at the very end you reveal, oh, Joe Cool.
Yes. Oh, that would have been.
Then he gets hit. He gets kicked out, and he gets kicked out, and like isn't allowed to do it because no dogs allowed. You know.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's a perfect ending to that cartoon. But I guess what we got is fine.
Man,
I'm just saying
they should have hired. They should have hired me to do this. So what if I was like -35?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah. So now Joe Cool out of the way. Is there anything last minute we have to say about either Great Pumpkin or You're Not Elected, Charlie Brown?
Maybe not. I think. I mean, I could talk for ages about the weird, like, aesthetic little things that tickled the fear factor in my young little mind. But I honestly, I should probably just do my own video on that because I'm just gonna ramble incoherently and without examples. It's gonna be weird.
It's true. We've never rambled incoherently on this podcast.
No, well, I mean, not without you. I mean, if you just leave me on here, everyone's gonna stop watching.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, hey, without me, is it really too many movies?
They like your incoherent rambling. Mine is foreign and weird.
Yeah, foreign and weird. Yours is very foreign and weird. I like good American-made incoherent rambling.
Sorry, I'm not. You know, I don't know.
No, you're good.
But I guess before we go, we did watch something else.
Oh, okay.
You wanted to show me something that I didn't have much expectations for, and I was quite pleasantly surprised. And that was
I don't remember why I wanted you to watch UHF, but I did force you to watch UHF because I've done this before, like even years before I ever did the podcast. I would go over to your house. I'd be like, hey, I want to show you something cool. And I show you, I don't know, the Dark Crystal or Wizards or the original Star Wars trilogy. I was doing that back in high school. I showed you the original Star Wars trilogy.
That's right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. So this was obvious. I just wanted to show John one of my all-time favorite movies, and that is UHF. So yeah, I showed you UHF. If you want to say your quick thoughts on that.
Yeah. So I really didn't know what to expect because I knew Weird Al had done some movies, and I did not know what to expect going into it. And I was quite pleasantly surprised because like as it was going and we were like laughing and riffing on stuff, you mentioned that like, yeah, this movie it kind of just exists for the jokes. And I know you're not gonna like, you know, put your life on the line over that, but like I don't think I really agree with that because this movie UHF, it has such a wonderful heartfelt thing going on underneath it all, and that made me really happy because I love stuff like that, and I think if you're gonna have just a silly comedy fest, having a real genuine thing under it is also really sweet. And I don't wish any of the comedy was missing. I just wish it had more of the heartfelt parts.
Mm-hmm.
But as it was really good. I liked it. I also could have done with about 45 more minutes of Fran Drescher, but that's just me.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, and I'm glad that was your thoughts, because it just shows how, I mean, I feel like, you and me are very different when you come to that. Like, like, you love a lot of sincerity in your movies and stuff like that. I mean, we love Great Pumpkin. They even talk about sincerity in Great Pumpkin. So it's interesting that, like, we were talking about that. Yeah. And me, I love movies that are just straight up joke fests. Like, yeah, that's why I love UHF. It's just one big joke. But I'm glad you were able to find the heart in this movie, because, yeah, I think even if it is, outshined by the jokes, there is that heart to it, and that's that's why
even the production design, like just the heart in making the thing.
Yes.
Like, this was not a cheaply made movie.
No.
It looks nice.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of a detriment because it did bomb at the box office, unfortunately. But again,
whoops.
The story goes, it was released during one of the most busiest blockbuster summers ever. It went up against Batman, Indiana Jones 3, The Little Mermaid, Dead Poet Society, all, like, any basically big movie from 1989 it had to go up against. So it was like 12th place at the box office. It's like, it never stood a chance. It never ever stood a chance. And so then when it went to VHS, everyone then watched it at home and they were like, oh wait, this rules. So it eventually got its flowers. It's just, at first it was not a big hit. Which, yeah, again, I can't act like, it would have done best. It would have done any good, because, again, it went up against Batman and Indiana Jones 3. It never stood a chance. But
it's nice.
It's one of my favorite comedies ever made. I think rewatching it, I definitely lowered it a little on my list, but I still consider it a perfect 5-star movie. So, like, where it ranks in my favorites list, it doesn't matter. It's still one of my favorite comedies ever made. Yeah. So, yeah, I love showing it to people. It's one of the very few Weird Al centered movies. I mean, he's made cameos and stuff in other movies. Like, he's famously in every Naked Gun movie. He's in, I don't know, that weird Andy Samberg movie, Pop Star, Never Stop, or whatever the fuck it's called. I've never actually seen it. He's in Halloween. He's in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I should specify that. He's in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Never watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, John. Not that you ever were going to. But yeah, no, it's one of the very few Weird Al centric movies, because he's the main character. Yeah, it's very special in that regard. I just love it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's very charming, and I will also say, Victoria Jackson from old SNL is in this, and I think I've caught even just little glimpses I've caught of her in, like, some old SNL skits. I think she's a fantastic, like, serious actor. I think just, like, being the straight man in the scene, and, like, being like, no, come on, be serious about this. Like, I think she's fantastic at that.
Yeah,
brilliant casting on that point.
Oh yeah,
I do, and I feel like her thing with Al's character was pretty good. In general, I just wish there was more. In the movie, I wish that Al's friend Bob had more of a thing going on. I wish, apart from me just blatantly having a crush on Fran Drescher, I wish her character had, like, more to do, because they kind of introduce her and they have a scene with her where she's, like, out in the field and she gets thwarted with the cameraman and all that, and then she just kind of disappears until the end.
Right.
And I feel like something was kind of missing there.
Sure.
And I wish there was more of that. Like, as much as is there for Kramer.
Yeah.
I forget his name, damn it.
It's just Kramer. Yeah, you're fine. Just call him Kramer.
So Kramer, as much as is there for him, which, hey, I'm not asking for less. I just want everyone else to have as much,
I agree. I honestly, you wanting more, if anything, that's the best thing you could ever have problems with a movie is that you want more of it.
Yeah.
That you
There's
always
not enough of it.
right,
Like,
exactly.
I want more, and it's not like it's missing stuff to the point that it's bad. I just,
Yeah.
it's like it had enough comedy for me,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying it was bad or irritating. It was enough. I wanted more of the characters,
Mhm.
but I guess such is life when you're in the 80s and you're making a comedy. That's not always a thing you can do.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm glad you have criticisms for it. Please, by all means, have these criticisms because again, you still liked it, but yeah. No, but you hated it actually, so it's okay.
No, absolutely, it was terrible. It was awful and weird. Weird Al, more like weird now.
Got his ass. Totally
Yeah,
roasted.
got it.
All right. Okay.
Just got
All right, John. I think we can call it there. But before we go, John, obviously you'll be back for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna hold you to that. You're gonna be back for Thanksgiving, whether you like it or not.
man.
But until then, John, why don't you shout out your stuff? Because we're not going to see you till Thanksgiving, and we still got a whole Halloween extravaganza to get to. Why don't you shout out your stuff? Where can people find you?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter if you want at JHRocks, RAWKS, because I'm a child. And my YouTube channel, do you link it sometimes? Do I make things? No, very rarely. But I will say there is something coming out that I worked on. I as I've alluded to a couple times, I was very influenced by Thomas the Tank Engine as a child, and I kind of never grew out of it. And so I was part of a documentary called An Unlikely Fandom that was all about this unlikely fandom of older Thomas folk and how it kind of helped us find our way in life and find each other. And I did the music for it. I did the score for it. So I don't know exactly when it's coming out. It's been a little bit of a moving target, but sometime soon it's going to be on Amazon Prime. It's already gone out to the Kickstarter backers as a private thing, but at some point it's going to be on Amazon Prime, and I'll be putting the score on Spotify. We already have a version of The Locomotion put out with sung by one of the guys that sung a lot of the later Thomas songs in the CGI era. So that was really fun to work on. But yeah, that'll be coming out eventually, and I'll let you all know. And yeah, otherwise go follow me on Twitter if you want to see nothing and incomprehensible in-jokes about talking boats. And also YouTube, where my profile picture comes from a film that we did, and I occasionally do nothing.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
I don't know. I'm terrible about plugging stuff because I don't have anything going on.
That's fine. I just have a plug section because that's what other podcasts do. I'm just like, oh well, every other podcasts do that, so I have to have a plug section at the end.
You plug your right one out.
Yeah, that's why I have the section here. Literally not because I want to plug other creators' stuff.
Yeah.
Just because other podcasts did it. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, eventually I'll have something for you to plug. I have an animated thing I'm going to try to work on in the next couple thousand years. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, I'll be waiting 1,000 years for that then. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, John, let's kick Halloween off. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time for more spooky stuff. Ooh.
Goodbye.
Ooh. Election season. Just